Big time wins, man. Gotta keep pushing. Phenomenal. Phenomenal player. His attitude, his demeanor, everything about him, I love it. His work ethic, I've seen him put a lot of work into his game. So anytime he has performance like that, I'm not surprised, but I'm also happy and excited this platform that people can see what kind of player he is.
He's a competitor. We got a lot of guys on the team that are competitive. So when the stage is set like it is, win or go home, expect nothing less. He stepped up.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bulls Nation Station back at it again with another one. The Chicago Bulls have won the first play-in game. Coby White, fantastic. Did his thing, balled out, career high 42 points. I mean, Coby White, he's been doing his thing, man. He did his thing yesterday, and it was great to see this Coby White, this version of Coby White back after, struggling in the latter ends of the season, after that injury. But I was kind of telling people, I was like, seeing these last few games, seeing how Coby played against the Knicks, how he played, a couple games prior to that, it looked like he was getting his form back. It looked like he was getting back to the Coby White that we all knew. And that's what was the case. I mean, you came and you seen him. It was like a whole different Coby White. Coby White was on the attack from the start, driving to the paint, coming in with different crossovers, different layup packages, scoring in all types of forms. The handles was on point. Shout out to the handles of Coby White. He was just doing it all. And the fact that he was so confident in the way he played, hitting a few threes, that was the Coby White that we need. It's the Coby White that we, grew to love. And that's the most improved player, Coby White. So shout out to him. He really did his thing. It was just awesome to see him step up to the plate, because coming in, people was like, well, the Hawks have the best player on the court in Trae Young. Trae Young struggled. Coby White did his thing. Every time Trae Young would guard him, or anybody would guard him, Coby White's eyes lit up, and that's what he did. He did his thing. But not only did he score those 42 points, but he had zero turnovers. I mean, he didn't turn the ball over once. He played a terrific game as far as holding on to the ball, because a couple seasons back, what was Coby White known for? Turning the ball over every time he'll bring it up the court. But now he's on a different level, in a different mode, and that's awesome to see. And he did his thing. He also had a lot of assists. He had a lot of assists to go with his points and his zero turnovers. So Coby White played an excellent game. It's awesome to see everything come back around full circle, with the injuries that we had and the way things were, the way he played. He was playing good in last year's playing game against the Heat before he got took out. And so, yeah, we're going to have that rematch. We're going to see, how that goes. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But, yeah, I want to talk about a couple guys also. Pretty much everybody outside of the guy named Leroy Javon Carter had a good game and provided some type of impact this game. I want to start with the starters. DeRozan, he came out. He was super efficient, especially from that mid-range. You could tell he was on point, scoring 22 points. His mid-range was awesome, and you can tell that the Hawks did everything they can to try to trap him and get the ball out of his hands. And credit to DeMar, he did that. He passed the ball out, and that's where he got 9 assists from, with Coby White being on fire, with other guys hitting shots, Ayo, Vooch. It was kind of easy for DeMar to do his thing, and he didn't even have to be clutch DeMar today, because we didn't really need him in the clutch as the Bulls played terrific basketball. So shout out to DeMar DeRozan. That was a real nice dunk he had in transition. I want to give a shout out to Ayo, man. Ayo, he was a game time decision. We was like, we don't know if he was going to return, but the fact that he came and played terrific was awesome. His 3-pointers was on point. And Ayo, he just brings that calmness to the lineup, because for a guy being so fast, he brings that calmness and that stability to go along with Coby, to go along with DeRozan. And he kind of keeps people, clear and level-headed. I mean, as you seen Drummond, he was entertaining the crowd, but he was kind of getting into it with one of the Atlanta Hawks backup players, and he got a tech. Here comes Ayo. All right, Drummond, you good? You made your point. We got to lead. We don't need to lose you for any extended amount of time. And then Drummond was like, cool, I got you. And so that's just little things that Ayo brings, that provides, and that we also missed while he was going. So shout out to Ayo. And he also had a couple of nice blocks too. Vooch actually, outside of the horrible 3-point shooting, he played a really good game. I mean, he was scoring in the paint. He knew where his shots were going to be at. He was controlled. He took Capella, a few times one-on-one. And so that's awesome to see. He provided that post presence that we need to balance all of the outside scoring with Coby and Ayo and DeMar. And so Vooch had a pretty good game. He was aggressive, and it was just awesome, that he was engaged, because lately Vooch really hasn't been that engaged. But it was cool to see. Alex Caruso, he started off the game playing well, getting some steals, playing well on defense, hit a couple threes. And then we had another Drummond moment when he ran over Caruso, sprained his ankle again, but that's been an injury he's really been having all season. He's been fighting. I know Woo's reported that he's highly doubtful for next game, but I can almost put money Caruso is going to be back, because I just know Caruso. He's always hurt, and he's always coming back as soon as he can. And with this being an important game, this next game, I feel like Caruso is not going to want to miss this. We need him a lot, especially defensively. Now, when we play the Heat this next game, they are not going to have Jimmy Butler, but they're still a formidable team. That's a Coach Spo coach team, and so you can't look past them. You can't take this team lightly. You got to look at this Miami Heat team like you would look at the Boston Celtics team. Yes, I predict the Bulls to win, but it's not going to be easy, and it's still going to be a dogfight, and it's a lot you got to do to try to win that game in a Miami Heat atmosphere. And so hopefully we can do that. I want to give a shout out to a couple guys in Javante and Dalen Terry. They came off the bench. They didn't do a whole bunch of scoring. Javante had like 10, Dalen Terry had like 4, but they just brought energy, activity, and that's what you need from your players coming off the bench. Coming in, hustling and diving for loose balls, getting deflections. I feel like they did those things, and that's what you need coming off your bench, just that energy to help put your team in a different form of dynamic. The Hawks wasn't ready for that. They did a lot of good things. Shout out to Javante again. I'm so happy for him, because the road and the journey it took for him to get here, just to be getting regular minutes in the playoffs, is fantastic. And Billy Donovan, he even trusted those guys over Torrey Craig and Javon Carter, which was our offseason additions. So that just goes to show, we kind of botched that. But yeah, they're providing, and it's just good to see, our young players just developing and getting some real minutes. And it's just awesome, man. Shout out to the Bulls. And it's cool, it's cool to see. So now our next focus is on Miami. They lost to Philly. They don't have Terry Rozier. They just announced Jimmy Butler is gone. So what do the Bulls need to do? And so the Bulls definitely have to shoot the ball well. Miami, they are going to be pulling out a lot of different forms of zone, because that's what they do. And the Bulls are typically not a great shooting team, but if they can find a way to crack these zones and a hold off on the turnovers, then I feel like the Bulls can have a good chance to win. I need Coby to play the way he did last game. I need DeMar to be clutch DeMar. But I feel like it's possible. I feel like the Bulls, if they play the right way, if they come in with that right type of focus, the right type of energy, and keep their head, level, then they can have a good chance of winning this game. But, back to last game, it's just awesome to see. It's awesome to see the Bulls play a full 48-minute strong, excellent game. Shout out to Coby White again. It was cool to see him get those Coby White chants throughout the game, and it's cool to see the whole exposure come to the Bulls and come to Coby White, because we typically don't have too many national games. So for a lot of people to be talking about the Bulls and be talking about Coby is awesome. But yeah, comment down below, let me know how you guys feel about that game, and I'm gonna holler at you guys later.